What up, what up, what up, everybody? How are we doing today? Besides maybe a little bit pissed off of what just happened to the Dragon Ball Super card game. We're going to be talking about that here real soon. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Let me just make sure that I post this on. Woo, baby. Okay, this is going to be intense. Whew. Where did I put my hat? I guess we're not ripping the hat. This is happening too fast. This is happening way too fast. All right, guys. Welcome back to the channel. I'm your boy, the PinchE. I forgot the hat, but we just got hit with a new ban, limited, and errata list for the Dragon Ball Super card game. And I want to make sure that I talk about it right away. Because we're not gonna hold back here. We're not gonna hold back. We're talking right now in the chat on Facebook, you know, with everybody, the boys, about the likes, the dislikes, what we think was gonna happen, what we didn't think was gonna happen. So, yeah, let's talk about this real quick here, guys. All right, so okay, let's start with the ban. Okay, let's start with the ban right here. As we can see, they banned 4 cards. We got Beerus. Okay, the boy Beerus is now banned. I don't know how, is it really worth banning this card? I feel like the only reason why I would ban this card is because this combined with this was a problem. And not more specifically this, but like you have an aggressive deck, playing things for free. This card was always really good with the Bardock, right? You would overwhelm Bardock, discard a card, you would discard this card and just play it. And so at that point you drew a card and you played a guy for free. And I understand that like play is pretty good and aggressive, but like I don't know how many decks are actually running this card, and to be able to have that card in your hand in the moment of discarding to play it and then like being able to use it for aggressive manner, like I don't know why they banned this card. I mean, I know I haven't been playing for a while, so like maybe I'm just like overseeing other decks that are using this in an aggressive manner, and that's why they banned it. But okay, let's talk about my boy. I am very sad about this. I was actually just thinking about playing this deck again, coming back to the game after not playing for a couple months because I was in Mexico. They already had technically banned him from, you know, best of one, and then now they just say, you know what, he's just too good, period, so we're just gonna ban it completely. Weird, right? You have a deck that was, or sorry, a leader that was played before. It got pretty much not touched for a while. They rebooted the leader, and then after you reboot it, you ban it from best of one, and then after you ban it for best of one, you ban it for best of 3. So like I don't know. I mean, I think this was kind of a mess up on their part, just considering the fact that like you're going to give it another card, you're gonna reboot it, you're gonna change what it does, and then you're gonna ban it on best of 1, and then you're gonna ban it again for best of 3. I don't know how I feel about this, Bandai, to be completely honest. I'm kind of disappointed on that. It is a good deck, it is really strong because of the leader, but if you were gonna do that to that leader, you might as well just not rebooted it in the first place. That's just my opinion on this. All right, let's move on to Pan. I want to talk about this a little longer, so we're gonna move into Pan. Pan, obviously, really strong card, especially now with things coming out for free pretty much that are super strong. Being able to play this for free and then untap after you swung with something, that was just plain stupid. So I think this was a pretty self-explanatory reason why they banned this card. Being able to just untap a yellow card, especially moving forward. We don't know what other cards are going to come out. We might get other stupid cards like, you know, like the Goku or better in the future, and swing, you know, having the ability to basically have dual attack on a really strong card. It makes sense why they would ban the support card, in this case Pan, that can just restand something, right? So I can understand that mentality on this one. Universe 9 Assemble. Okay, so for Universe 9 Assemble, I feel like the only reason why Universe 9 Assemble is a problem is because of Mecha Frieza. Done. That's literally the only explanation. I don't think there's other decks, to be honest, that would pay 2 energy to draw 2 and play a dude. And also, the only reason why you could play a dude is if your opponent is tapped out. So it's a very, it doesn't happen very often condition, right? So we go back to the same thing with the whole reboot leader. Like Mecha Frieza, same thing, got errata. They changed it, they brought it back, and then now instead of hitting the leader, you're gonna hit like extra cards. Like I don't know how I feel about this either. I don't want them to ban Mecha Frieza just as much as I didn't want them to ban Gohan, but at the same time, it's kind of like, unless you're gonna release other cards that can play extra cards for free, and then, you know, paying nothing to draw 2 and play something, it becomes broken, then I understand. But the only reason why this card became an issue was because of Mecha Frieza, and I think that's not a, I don't know how I feel about this. Let's look at the chat here. Let me answer some here. We got Epic, you know, we got Alejandro here, the boy, talking about how Invoker got hit. We'll talk about that next. The Majin Ball errata makes me sad. Yeah, dude, I agree. Interesting list. Was expecting a bit more, but not bad. I mean, here's the thing. Like, I feel like because the game is progressing and they want you to play different things, I can understand why you want to ban or errata or limit certain cards, so like you're basically pushed to play other decks, right? Like, this card has been here for a long time, right? So it makes sense that they want to get rid of it. Mecha Frieza has been here for a long time, makes sense. Vegeks became the meta really early. I mean, they banned the entire freaking support system that Vegeks had with the universe with all the freaking robots, right? So, I mean, but instead of hitting the leader, they hit the deck, right? And then Dark Broly, same thing. It was the meta for the longest time. And so, like, I can understand why you're, like, hitting those things to be able to progress. But some people are very emotionally attached to certain decks. You know, like Alejandro, my boy, with Invoker. And, like, seeing your deck just get crippled that fast just because they took away a card. Like, I get it. I get it from both sides. And that's why we're here. You know, we're here to talk about those things. I love playing with dual attack double strike on turn 2. Yeah, I mean, but same argument here, right? With the triple strike, triple crit. Like, I mean, it's just, I am just wondering what's gonna come out next. Like, what are they thinking? What's the long run? You know, what are we doing? You know, one of my friends was talking about rotation and like if that was gonna be a thing, which I don't know if it would be healthy for the game or not. But I mean, this is just another option that's out there, right? Guys, if you have any other comments and stuff, like throw it down in the chat so I can read it. Excuse me. All right, let's go into the limited side of this. We'll just go in order and we'll talk about errata at the end. Limited, obviously, 1 copy per deck. Can't run more than 1 of these. Right away, I can tell you this card was always super good. Playing against it, playing it with in my deck, like this card's really good. So limiting this card to 1, considering the aggression that every single deck has and the easy access that it is to have a black card, especially this one that's so generic, I can understand why you would limit it, especially moving forward, because we don't know what decks are gonna do, right? Bergamo. Okay, Bergamo, another card that I'm pretty sure got hit just because of Mecha Frieza. You can agree with me, you can disagree with me. Let me know. Ruben, what's up, baby? Miss you, bro. Ruben over here in the chat. But yeah, Bergamo, another one of those cards that, like, super powerful. I'm not debating it. It is super good. You know, you play it for 2, tap 2 cards, and it could be anything. You could tap battle cards. You could tap the energy. Like, I understand how intense and strong that card is. But we go back to the same thing. Would you hit this card if it wasn't for Mecha Frieza? Like, I don't know. I have no idea. Like, would Sin Shenron use this card? You know, other yellow leaders? I have no idea. Unless they found like a broken like mechanic with the new yellow leaders for next set. I have no idea. Alejandro says, I honestly thought they were going to ban set 1 through 6 as a small rotation. I can see that. I mean, there's a lot of cards from sets 1 through 6 that get used. I mean, it's not only just Sensubin, you know, and I can see that happening, but we go back to the same question, like, would you want a rotation in this game? Or would you just want to, instead of rotation, would you want to have different, like, tournaments that are focused on different sets, kind of like what Magic does? Because I'm pretty sure Magic has, like, I don't know how many different types of games that play with different cards, right? So you can still play on the newer card pool, or you can play with the old school cards. You can play with all of them. I know that there's different things that you could do. I mean, I'm sure that Dragon Ball will get to that point eventually, but I'm not really sure. Drum roll. This card's stupid strong. I'm not gonna spend too much time. This card's stupid strong. I feel like it made you know, Piccolo Junior and all those other cards really freaking strong. So I can understand why you wanted to limit this card. Coming out for free, doing a bunch of stuff, good effects, good everything, you know. To be honest, I would put, like, the strength of this card in that deck is pretty high, so I can understand. And I'm sure moving forward with other leaders and other red stuff, it could have been, like, just as good. So I can see that. To be honest, I think I would argue Beerus, Godly Majesty, to go into this limited pool as opposed to ban. Same thing with Universe Night Assemble. I think that this makes sense to ban just moving forward, to be honest. These two don't make sense to be banned moving forward. I think it's just because of Joey. I might have to mute that if they keep talking in the chat. Sorry about that, guys. All right, let's keep talking here. My boy SS4 Goku. Okay, everybody knows that I love SS4. SS4 is my guy. Do I think that it was smart that they limited that card? Okay, I know that that card was an issue with Dark Broly. I am pretty sure that's the reason why they did it. I haven't really looked at the information or anything, but I am assuming that in combination of Dark Broly with just playing 30Ks and being able to just, like, use it, attack, and then, like, awaken, blow it up, and play that triple strike Goku, it was a really good move. But I can see why you would limit this card, especially moving forward. Again, guys, I feel like if you compare from the beginning and how sets, you know, kept improving. I mean, before, paying 4 just to KO a card and have a double striker was, like, the best play you had. So, like, eventually we're gonna be playing dudes with 25k and 30k, like turns 2, turns 1, just like we happened already with Dark Broly. And I do think that Goku can be used in a very aggressive way, so I can understand the limitation on this card. As much as I love the art, as much as I love SS4 Goku, I can definitely understand the limitations on this. All right, let's move. I'm glad Mecha got hit. Let's just play Shenron again. I mean, I played back when Mecha Frieza was, like, the deck to play, and there literally, if you didn't play Mecha Frieza, you just, like, lost, like, period. And there was different variants for Mecha Frieza, obviously, with GT and there was Veggies as well. But, like, such an important part of Dragon Ball as a series to have Frieza and to have, like, I feel like you see a lot of decks with, like, you know, Goku's being used because obviously main character and protagonist, you know, Vegeta, same thing, and, like, and having something that's Frieza that's, like, playable and used obviously helps with the selling of the product, right? If the main decks for Dragon Ball were, I don't know, like Pycon and Nail decks, or, you know, things that are not too popular, I don't know. I mean, people will still play, but I feel like it feels nice, like with Alejandro that plays Invoker, to be playing Goku cards and Vegeta cards, you know? All right, let's talk about the errata here. Okay, I will talk about this at the end, just because I want to talk smack to all the people that are in my community that didn't believe me, that I knew that I thought this card was gonna get hit, and they were like, no bro, there's no way they hit an SCR, and I was like, okay, just watch. But anyways, let's move on into the bottom rows here. Obviously errata is like a way to nerf to a certain extent how things work, right? Not really have too much information to talk about Videl and the Black Smoke Dragon. For me, it's like a, you know, whatever. Dark Broly, definitely, you're gonna see a big difference in the meta now thanks to this and this. Vegeks getting hit and Dark Broly getting hit. Again, guys, they were top decks. Well, they're still top decks in the meta, so I can understand why they wanted to hit them. I'm gonna mute this, guys, because I don't want to see this until after we're done. Cool. Again, Vegeks had an engine before. The engine got banned. They kept going, and then now they finally figured out the best way to deal with this is to errata it. You know, just kind of like with Mecha Frieza, because you were just running different support cards, different cards in the same deck, but the leader was still too powerful, so they just kept it the, you know, same way until they got errated. So I can understand why, you know, Vegeks and Dark Broly got errated for sure. Definitely a big nerf. I'm sure this will be a big hit for the meta that's coming up next. I know a lot of us we're waiting for this, right, before we decided on what we're gonna focus. Majin, oh, the ball, man. Yeah, I know we talked about it earlier in the chat, right? Like being able to do the dual attack double strike turn 2. Obviously this is important, so this is sad for all the Majin Buu players out there. Like, this is definitely a big nerf for the deck. I'm not saying that you can't run these decks anymore, you know, Vegeks, Dark Broly, and Majin, but for sure it's gonna be a big nerf to what they usually do, and the consistency and the I guess the pace that the decks have, right? Going from 5 bursts to 3 bursts, that's, you know, 2 cards you might think is not too much, but like when you're trying to overrealm and you're trying to do things like that, that's obviously a big hit. All right, for the boy Alejandro, let's focus on the deck Invoker. Okay, obviously I played against Invoker. I've lost so many times thanks to this freaking card. So now it's errated. Now you can only use once per turn. Now the reason why it was so stupid, in my opinion, was because you could get him back, right? You use the extra card, and then you can just get all your freaking extra cards back into your hand, and you can just loop Catastrophic Blow that one turn and just go off. You put the Goku out there, you deal some damage, and then you just Catastrophic Blow like 3-4 times, and then you lost. Like, it was like a different way to win the game without having to attack. You just put him at a certain range. Oh, I have 4 Catastrophic Blows that I can like cycle. Great, now you're dead. So I can understand why they errated this to once per turn. I think because this is once per turn, I think the amount of cards that deck runs for Catastrophic Blow might decrease. I mean, I know you still want to see the card, but like being able to get 4 in your hand and just neck your opponent for life in one turn, well, actually more like 5 or 6, was pretty stupid. So I don't know how that's going to change the deck build for Invoker with Catastrophic Blow, because you still need red-blue extra cards, right, to make your engine work with the leader and everything. But this is absolutely a big nerf. This I think affects Invoker greatly, by a lot, because this was pretty much, obviously you had Victory Strike for the win con, but this was an easier, much easier, more manageable win con. You would see 1 or 2 of these and you won. Like, there was nothing that you could do to stop it, right? Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the PinchE family. But yeah, so I think Catastrophic Blow was definitely a big blow for that deck, for sure. Sorry, Alejandro, I know you love this deck, but we're gonna have to make some changes now. What up, what up? What up, what up? Okay, let's talk about the boy Celzino, because I want to talk smack to my boys. So shout out to the boys, but I was right. Okay, when this card first came out, hey, thank you so much for the follow, Godzilla King. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, both of you. Thank you so much for being part of the fam. More content coming soon. I also have a YouTube channel you can check out. There's a bunch of stuff in there. I just do random things just because it makes me happy. All right, Celzino. When this card first came out, okay, is when we were starting to play cards, very high cost cards for not that much energy too quickly. You know, it was at that moment where the game was kind of shifting to that faster pace with the big boys, right? And especially with green yellow. And I said this card is way too strong. Okay, this card is way too strong because you can just turn 2, can play this big boy and just quad strike, and it just hurt. It was pretty stupid. The fact that it had access to be quad strike turn 2 was dumb. And I told everybody in my community, this card is gonna get banned or is gonna get hit somewhere. And they were like, no, there's no way that they would hit an SCR. You know, that's one of the things that they don't want to touch, just like Victory Strike. One of the reasons why I didn't buy this card was because of that. And I know there's a lot of people, one of us in the community in specific, that, you know, graded this card, graded 10, you know, worth a couple $1,000s. And, you know, this card itself was costing, you know, a couple of months ago, it was like $500. This past month went down to $350 because I feel like everybody had a feeling that this card was going to go down and get errated or hit or banned. This card literally, I feel like it just lost all its value. This card lost literally all. There's no reason why run this card anymore. It lost this quad strike. Like, the only way that you can have quad is now to have 5 energy. You need 5 energy now, and so like now nobody's gonna want to play this card. It's not a cheap swinger anymore. So I feel like this just completely destroyed the value of the card. Ramp, baby. We got a ramp now. Yeah, so this is pretty much this is no longer in green and yellow decks. I can assure you, there's no way. But guys, it was too good. The card was too good. Let me just play this guy for free and pay 1 energy and play this guy, and then I'm just gonna, you know, thank you, successor, and play this quad striker and swing. And if I happen to have a lot of energy, I'm getting rid of your hand and I have dual attack now. Like, this card was just too good. This card was way too good. Too good. So I called it. I just, you know, I was a lot of months early for this, for calling this. Now, does it suck that they hit an SCR? Especially this one? Yes, I think this is gonna cripple a lot of good decks with green and yellow. I feel like yellow specifically, because you had things like Bergamo, you know, that would help you get to that 12 cost. So this is interesting. I don't know. This is a big turn, guys. This is a big turn, because you have Vijex, that was a contender to win tourneys all the time. Dark Broly, that was a contender to win tourneys all the time. You had decks like Mecha Frieza that ran Celzino, and so this is gonna shape up the meta drastically. You know, King Piccolo for a while. This was one of the reasons why the deck was so good, and now being limited to 1, like, that's gonna change things up a lot as well. Let me check the chat here, guys. I knew Cell was gonna get hit. It was too good to stay untouched for that long. Agreed. Every single card I feel like that has been good for great periods of time gets hit. Objection got hit. You know, Mecha Frieza got hit. Like, you know, Gohan got hit. Vijex, Dark Broly, the Celzino, every single, and I go back to the same point. They have to keep progressing. They have to keep adding cards to the pool. They gotta keep adding different leaders. They want you to play with the new pretty cards. They want you to keep buying boxes. And the only way to really do that is to cripple the things that are super strong. And so, I mean, it just makes sense. It's gonna keep happening. Okay. Didn't happen as much between the first, second, and third set, just because the cards that were coming out were so much better than the first 2-3 sets that, like, there was just no reason for you to run anything from sets 1, 2, and 3, you know. But now all the cards are like, pay 1 and play this 7-drop guy that has dual attack and double strike. You're like, all right, cool. Or like, you know, pay 1, draw 2, play a guy, and then, like, I don't know. It's just, I feel like every single card now has so many different effects and so many different things early in the game, that now the only way that you can really control what's gonna be played is by hitting the cards that are like mostly used, and that's what you see here. Piccolo Surge did nothing wrong. He was a good boy. Again, we go back to the same thing, you know. You want to see movement. You don't want to keep. I mean, I feel like for a while I can understand this too, because you don't want to keep losing to the same deck over and over and over again, and you don't want to keep seeing the same 3-4 decks every time. You want to see something different. You want to see new ideas. You want to see new cards being played. You want to see cool interactions, right? So I can understand why. Because I don't know if you guys would be happy with just seeing 1 or 2 decks be good for like 2, 3, 4 sets in a row. I feel like it would get boring after a while. You wouldn't buy any cards anymore at that point. You probably just, you know, not buy boxes and just buy singles. So I can see that for sure. Guys, what do you think in the chat? Let me know. I got a bunch of people in the chat. I'm only seeing like certain comments about Piccolo and Invoker because Alejandro's sad, you know. People expecting more cards. I'm sure there could have been other cards that they could have added to the ban limit or errata list, to be honest. There's a lot of cards out there that are really good, but again, until it's a combination of that card with something else, it doesn't get hit, you know. Like, again, we go back to this, right? I feel like this got hit because of this partially. This got hit because of Mecha. This got hit because of Dark Broly. This got hit because literally every single deck that runs the yellow big boys. This got hit because I feel like Mecha Frieza, and it's just really, it's a really good card just to tap energy down. This was really good for King Piccolo, of course. This was a really good card, period, ever. Like, it just play it in your deck. Same thing here, you know. And then these boys were gonna get hit anyways because of how the game works and progression to the future. All right, I don't want to stop. I don't want to keep going here. I am going to go fix my Mecha Frieza deck, because now I got to take a lot of cards out. I mean, we got 4 and like 2 here that I got to take out. So we got to make some changes here. But yeah, guys, hopefully you enjoyed the talk here and in the PinchE channel. Make sure that you keep in touch here. I'll be live more and more as we move forward. Expect more live streams with the boy Alejandro and some what's it called, Resident Evil coming here next, probably tomorrow or Saturday, depending on when he's not busy. And yeah, guys, thank you so much for being part of the family. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.